Yo, we gotta get going here. I am a man on a mission. We gotta get through 2 reviews. We gotta shower, then watch an episode of Breaking Bad before I go to work, and I have to work here in about an hour 49 minutes. So, after having it repaired, Walt impulsively sells his Pontiac Aztec to the mechanic for $50 and leases himself a new Chrysler 300 and a Dodge Challenger for Walt Jr. So Walt goes all in. I obviously Skylar's not going to approve of this, but Walt's like, fuck it. I'm going to live my best life. I am 51 years old. It is my birthday. That's why the episode is called 51, and I know I look a little sleepy. I am. I literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago. I know it's noon. I don't know. My sleep schedule is like really fucked up. I wish I woke up at like 11:30. I definitely have time to do anything. Um, but yeah, at Madrigal's Houston branch, Lydia Rodarte Quayle's inside man for methylamine is arrested by the DEA. So the methylamine supplier has been arrested. So that means that I don't think Walt and them are going to get much methylamine in the future. At least no additional methylamine. They might be able to use what's left in stock, but I don't know if the DEA knows that he's the methylamine guy. They could confiscate the methylamine, easily, but yeah. Mikey reassures Lydia that Ron will not talk, adding that she will have a new guy in the warehouse soon. So, and that's going to be Jesse. We find out later on in the episode that Jesse shows up to the warehouse, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. That's kind of what's going on in this picture, and I don't know why it's like that. Sorry, I just got straight into the plot. I didn't really do much of an intro because I'm kind of in a rush here. I gotta review this, then I gotta review John Wick. So that's kind of why I'm just pushing episodes out. But yeah. Um, the next day, Sack Raimi offers Hank the position of ASAC, Assistant Special Agent in Charge. So Hank is getting a big promotion after just returning to the DEA job. Vacated by Merkert. So we've known Merkert as the ASAC for the DEA the whole series. He's really showed his face more than Raimi. He's been more of a role in the series than Raimi has. Hank accepts, even though his pursuit of Heisenberg will be given to a field agent and he won't be able to continue. So, and I mean, Hank is on their case. Hank obviously knows that Gus did some things with Heisenberg. I don't think Hank thinks that he is Heisenberg. But yeah, this is kind of a crazy episode. So that evening, the Whites and the Schraders finish a meager 51st birthday dinner for Walt. It's very awkward. Walter Jr. is like the life of the party. He's like talking to them about things. He's like, "Mate, look at my car. I'm skirting off. I'm going crazy. Don't get over, or don't get pulled over by the police." Yeah, yeah. That whole talk. Hanks with the DEA. He has a lot of concern, I guess. Jokingly. After Walt Jr. leaves, Walt notes that it has been a year since his cancer diagnosis, and he kind of goes in this mild monologue with Hank and Marie. As he reflects, a fully clothed Skylar steps into the pool and slowly submerges herself, pretty much a suicide attempt for Skylar here, and it is a very dark scene, one of the darker scenes in Breaking Bad history. Marie panics while Walt jumps in to pull her out so she doesn't die. Skylar's a really important character. They want to have her for the later episodes. We still have 12 episodes left in the series, so if Skylar died like that, oh man, I don't know what Walt would have done. But yeah. Walt then learns that Skylar has asked Marie and Hank to look after the kids until her issues with Walt are resolved. It sounds like a problem for her because Walt is pulling in money and not getting caught by the authorities, staying out of trouble, preventing his family from being in trouble. So Walt and her are playing like a game of chess in this relationship. It's very toxic, Walt's gonna find a way to see his kids regardless of what she says. Yeah. Skylar insists that she will not have her children living in a house where dangerous events that occurred are just shrugged off. That's just Heisenberg. That's just the cold evilness that is Heisenberg. He's not even really evil. He's just fighting for his life to get some money for his family before he goes. I don't even know if he's going to die just yet, but we'll see about that. She threatens to further harm herself, to fake spousal abuse, and to send Walt Jr. to boarding school. If Walt brings the kids back home, but he belittles her plans as unworkable. So he's pretty much like roasting Skylar at this point in the episode. He's like, "Ha, you really think that's going to work?" I mean, he's just pulling the everything out of his Heisenberg hat. Ha, you get it, because Heisenberg wears a hat. Anyway, he's just pulling everything out of his arsenal. He's just this very. He doesn't really care about Skylar's struggles that much, although he doesn't want her harming herself. I don't know. It's a crazy situation. She's kind of being a bitch right now. I mean, I was not a fan of how Skylar handled things in this episode. Yeah. Breaking down and realizing there's no way out of her situation without hurting her family, she relents to his arguments, but not without admitting to him that her only option is to hope that Walt's cancer will come back and kill him. So that's kind of a dark part of the show. I mean, there's a lot of dark parts of this episode in particular. I mean, it's not really a happy ending episode. At the warehouse, Lydia leads Jesse Pinkman to a barrel of methylamine. I mean, being suspicious at first, being careful, as she should be. You know, the DEA's on her ass. You never know when they're going to have a spy coming in, checking out the methylamine, confiscating it, putting her in captivity, and that. They find a GPS tracker on the bottom of a barrel of methylamine, compromising it. So this is, they got to leave that barrel where it's at, or else it's going to just get much, much worse. Jesse and Walter are going to be more pulled into this mess, which, to be fair, they probably should be held accountable, but no one's really figured out that they were the cooks. They don't know who the cooks are. That's like the big thing for the DEA right now. They're like, who's the cooks? We know who the methylamine supplier is. We know who the boss of the business is. We know who the second man in command is. Yeah, Mike is skeptical that the tracker was planted by the DEA because of its crude placement on the bottom of the barrel. When informed by Jesse that it was Lydia who spotted it first, Mike concludes that Lydia planted it herself in order to get out of their deal and vows to kill her. So Mike is like, well, I spared her life in the beginning, but now I gotta really go after this girl. She's trying to put us in danger. Jesse pleads for Mike to show mercy and ask for Walt's opinion. Jesse's not the type of guy that wants to kill anybody. Obviously, he took Gail Bedeker's life. But that's because he had to. He had to save his own life. Walt votes to keep her alive, so no time is lost finding a new precursor supplier. They cannot afford to lose their precursor supplier right now in Lydia. So,